faith can put pressure on, like the reality of it is not pretty, but the faith can put pressure on that because I know I've lost out on a lot of things because of faith. Like I've had to, I've not had to, but I've chosen a different road whilst knowing what I could have done and knowing where that could have even, what that could have even done for me career-wise. Like, that's like even like, yeah, like, if you want to go, you might as well go there. Like, like, I think like that's the thing for me. Like, my man said this, you know, you can do us, like I know what I can do with my pen. And I'm thinking, I actually follow my faith. How can I justify speaking death on another man like that, even lyrically? How can I justify it? So sometimes it's like, and then from that, I'm then like, that's where faith can sometimes be even a sacrifice, because where you would navigate it head on and just be, boom, like how I would have been before when I started out, it's almost like I don't believe in those things anymore. So it might look mad that I'm not taking this opportunity, but it's based on my convictions. Do you know what I mean? So,
what about you, Cristale?
For me, I feel like they say all is fair in love and war. Period. And there's a thin line between love and hate. And I just feel like competition, retaliation, and war are all very different things that monitor the same space. A competition is just a bunch of people seeing like who can complete the objective the fastest. War is to death. War is, it's me or you in any capacity, whether it's knife for knife, gun for gun, pen for pen, it's me or you. It's career ending, it's life ending, it's life threatening. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I personally feel like, for me, I don't partake in clashing, none of that. You'll see me on a cypher, but cypher's more friendly, you get what I mean?
That's competition.
So I don't want to be drawn out. Because for me, I know what my triggers are and I know what I can do when I get brought to certain points. So I would just rather not. What do you mean?
If someone tried to dish you on a tune, would you do one back?
No.
No.
You would never. This is what I was gonna go and say about war, yeah. I feel like if someone dissed me, yeah, I'm in this headspace now. People grow and change all the time. I can't talk for if it was to actually happen. But as I stand right now, yeah, I feel like going back to the whole thing about war being this you or the other person, you surrendering to what the other person expects from you, you've already lost the war. You get what I'm trying to say? But I will also say, within that saying that,
that's good.
It's the aspect of this whole turn the other cheek thing. Anyone within their right mind wouldn't send for me. Because everyone else would, I don't need to say nothing. Other people would defend me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I wouldn't need to say anything, but all I would need to do, and me personally, when you say war and turn the other cheek and all of that, me sending for someone it wouldn't be in the conventional way. It wouldn't be in a way where I'm just like as you said, wishing death on a man and stuff like that. But based off of just simple fact and stuff like that, like being meek and humble within your responses. Not everything has to be like till bloodshed. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I feel like that's what it is. And the whole, again, turning the other cheek, it's not always in the aspect of just being an idiot or being a doormat. It's also knowing when to respond. Because you can respond. You can turn the other cheek, but which cheek? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Which way is it? Are you gonna go that way? Are you gonna go that way?
Maybe it depends on the way it's coming to you.
It's like flipping a coin, heads or tails. Are you gonna turn the cheek that's gonna make you wild out? Or are you gonna turn the cheek that's gonna make you calm down? Do you get what I mean?
It's interesting, because it's like, I look at it and I think that there are teachings of faith that are incongruent with culture. And I think that's the unpopular reality. I mean, I've clashed. I was on a station, I clashed. I felt like I did well in the clash. I did what I needed to do in the clash. I've never lost a clash growing up ever in my life.
Never clashed.
But there's an element of, but sometimes you're taking off heads without even realising it. But you don't, but I think it's a thing where what I'm trying to say here is almost like, despite the fact that I can make it sound like me turning the other cheek in the realm of hip hop culture
Clashing.
And culture,
That's
because
how I feel.
what I'm saying is that despite the fact that in more recent times I've let it slide, I understand that the culture I'm in is not to let it slide. I'm just speaking in terms of reality.
Of course.
It's not like
That's the truth.
rap and hip hop. Rap and hip hop is not congruent with the culture of peace, humility, meekness in any way, shape, or form. So I would be being dishonest if I was to say that
You wouldn't say
it's a
that.
W. No, like on a faith level. No, I'll be fine to say I wouldn't send. What I'm saying is more so on a faith level, God might be pleased with me if I make the right decision. It doesn't mean the culture I'm in will understand the decision. We need to be real. Otherwise, what we do?
I feel like there's a line as well. There's a line between this whole warring and clashing and just responding to people thing, yeah? Because you can respond in a different manner. Even if I did a song back, my song don't need to say the same thing that your song said.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? In terms of darkness
100%.
and everything else. Like, I just feel like knowing when to pick your battles is very, very important, and having that discernment, especially when you have a platform. If someone sends for you that in a way that you just never expect it, you sit there, you deep it, you respond within your own way, but you don't have to. I saw a TikTok, the other day that said you have to be very careful giving people back the same energy because you end up mirroring their demons. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if you're just like, keep the same energy and no, you treat people how you would like to be treated.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, it's your standards. Like, you lowering your standards to what the other person is doing to you and themselves puts you in the same realm as them, and then now you can't grow to the heights that you need to go to because you've accepted that spirit.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Deep. But with that in mind, then that means the culture, because again, I'm thinking about it from the point, because I agree with that as a human, because I've had to do that. It's funny, I've had to clash people where they're saying a mad thing and I'm coming with a witty thing and I'm winning, but I'm like, I could go there, but because of my own principles, I haven't. But what I think I understand from all of this is that the culture that we grew up on, of like this thing being a sport, which then goes towards a war, because it's ciphering in sport, but really beyond that, when I was younger, at least, I can say that when I was battling people, it wasn't just I'm battling them. I'm thinking, I can murk you in a rap space and in life. That was the thing. Do you understand? Like, if we're being real, right?
Same.
That's
So,
wild.
yeah, because it was almost like, not only am I better than you technically, you can't try it with me because do you know what I mean? So, what I'm saying is that then, getting deeper in my faith, you begin to realise that genuinely that culture isn't congruent. That's in my experience. There's a dissonance in me now. Like before, I almost was happy about what I didn't know, because when I didn't know any better, it was just a free for all. Whereas now that I have deeper convictions in my faith, I'm like, I know I can. And not speak death on a man, just pen wise, like I know what I can do. So I'm just thinking, this guy sent for me. He's more established. He's vexed because everyone's saying something about me, whatever, like good things about me, and it's making him feel away. And that's a real scenario. If I pen, that could even bust me, but it's not my conviction.
Right.
I feel like as well, just knowing that within yourself is the W.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Knowing what you can do and choosing not to do it, I feel like there's more, it takes more, and there's more strength in the person that chooses to take the path of righteousness within that situation. And I feel like the only thing that makes music feel like a battlefield is because of what happens outside of when you have a microphone in your hand. Like, because not everyone can just, like, if I send for you and say something to you and you send back for me, we can still be brethren after.
But
not everyone's like that. That's
not
what
everyone has,
takes it
true.
from it being a sport to it being war now. Because you said something that I don't like, so if I see you on the street, it's something now.
Yeah, it's that,
Rather than you said something to me and I don't take it personal. And what I said back to you wasn't even that deep to what I can actually do. But you didn't like it and it hurt your ego. And when someone's ego is bruised, sometimes that's all they can see. A bruised ego, and they take it further than what it is just because they need to prove to themselves and to everyone that was in attendance and that witnessed that, and to you, that they're better in some capacity. Even if that means a life is lost.
And it can go, it can go there. What's your take on it?
going off the back of what you were saying, Bliss, when you was like, you feel like you know certain times that you can actually murk a man musically, and even like on a live team, they just can't compare to you. But you know in the same breath, it's not like conducive, that mindset, but you, because basically your point being you could just do it because you can, innit?
Yeah.
I think like sometimes I used to have that mindset, like I could just do it because I can, like. And even on a more like ignorant thing, I think when you come from the hood, you're just backwards, innit? I used to have that mindset like, what, I'll beat you up, like you can't chat to me, you can't beat me up, like what can you say? You're not gonna, do you get me? But that's not the mindset, because then I used to feel like, well, if you can't beat me up, you can't speak to me. That's not true. You should be able to speak to me. Even if I feel like I can take you on physically, and it can be like that in music sometimes. I used to have that mindset like, yeah, anyone can have it because I can, because I'm so confident in my pen. But really and truly, do I have to keep proving myself if I'm really confident in my pen? Because music is subjective. Some people might say someone else is better than you. You might think you're better than them. They might be drawing you out.
Yeah.
But is it really necessary? And I'm not gonna lie, I've not been drawn out by someone that's doing more than me, ever. Ever. So who is it really worth it for? And we know that everyone likes to root for the underdog, if it's the case. So why am I
Not
gonna...
always.
Ooh, that's
but a lot of the
you're
time
talking
though,
now.
I feel like sometimes if you're the smaller artist in a beef, you have less to lose.
Yeah,
because
you have leverage.
you can take away that person's rep.
Yeah.
With the right thing or saying the wrong thing, you can take away that other artist's rep. Do you get me? And it's mad because rap also comes from battle rap. We kind of have that inherently in us. Even when I started, I used to be sending for all the girls I beefed in the ends. I was talking smack. It was never about other female rappers, ever. It was more so like, I had this situation growing up, like bun this other girl. Like I was just talking hella crud, and that's how I got out my anger. And I think people thought that because it was so raw and so raw, but then it's kind of like paradox, because you get to a point in rap where you become someone and you have something to lose, and you may still carry that same energy you had from the hood. So people want to test you a gangster, but you're not really in a position to actually do things now in real life.
In the same way now, because you have something to lose,
I have something to lose, and also I didn't do all this makeup and hair to everything to go and fight in a real life.
Do you know what I think as well? Also, like, it's knowing the difference too. Do you get what I'm trying to say with what you said, and understanding that music is also it's an outlet.
Yes.
So just because there was a situation with someone, I didn't say your name, but I spoke about it, I'm not sending for you.
Yeah.
It's just my outlet, because I need to get it out.
That's another thing.
Do you get what I mean?
True. I agree with that. And I'm in that space now. And another thing I love to say is that if you do me wrong, you can't control who I tell that story to or how I tell that story.
Yes.
You can't. I hate when people are like, you've done me dirty and you're mad I told someone. No, I should tell someone about your bad character. I should warn others. That's the one time when I think that just gets a pass. That's how we survived.
That's mad.
If you done me wrong, I'm gonna let someone know that person got bad character, so you know when you buck up on them. But like, just my point being that, I know it's not rap cap anyway, but I still feel like people feel their energy even when you grow and evolve. But that girl that came up, that had nothing, that was just hungry, that wanted to express herself, that was going through things in the end, she still lives inside me. I may not make certain moves now because it doesn't align with where I'm at now, probably spiritually and as an adult, but I still have that fire and that.
There.
Do you get me?
You can reactivate if it was really necessary.
Facts. And
it can be reactivated.
And it's still my outlet, and I guess in regards to beef, I don't wanna allow anyone to draw me out, but I will say, like, I'm not afraid to draw the line in the sand if I feel like I'm being disrespected, because me personally, I just feel like for a long time I've played nice and I do it out of the kindness of my heart, but sometimes people get twisted. And if you're a good person as well, you know what that feels like.